We'll start with a poem. Our relations remember how we treat them. We waste away. Justice is a conscious choice. 'Cause I am still Black C. 'Cause I am still Indigenous C. Relational Possibilities. Our research creation project for the 6th Interactive Film and Media International Conference is titled Relational Possibilities, Using Generative Artificial Intelligence in Artful Digital Storytelling with Black and Indigenous Aesthetic Forms.
Greetings. My name is Kimberly Maisha Dion Keeton. I am a creative entrepreneur from the state of Texas. I am also a doctoral candidate pursuing a degree in information science, interdisciplinary studies at the University of North Texas. In addition, I'm a 2023-2024 leading fellow at Drexel University, Temple University Libraries, and I am one half of the Creative CoLab with my partner here, Dana.
My name is Dana Reijerkerk. I am a digital asset manager, writer, public speaker, and social justice activist. My background is in Indigenous studies, software development, UI, UX design, decolonization, digital storytelling, and data engineering. As the seminal collaboration between the Creative CoLab, Relational Possibilities is a digital community archive data science project that explores community relations and futurist realities of indigeneity and Blackness through artists, writers, and public art in Philadelphia. Relational Possibilities pulls together original data sets, generative artificial intelligence imagery, 𝗤𝗏𝗃 video games, a podcast, vignettes, and curatorial statements into 2 distinct interconnected virtual museums. Through a lens of community, visitors experience the shared history of African Americans in Philadelphia through 7 Black visual and literary artists and the stories of climate racism, indigeneity, and climate change that public art and environmental histories tell. Our research objectives for our project were: what relational possibilities exist between indigeneity and Blackness? How can free, open source, immersive design and digital media technologies, such as generative image and voice artificial intelligence, be used to enhance and visualize Black Philadelphia's art? What does the Black Philadelphia community look like as told through its community archives as information in social advocacy work through visual and literary art?
This project is based on theory rooted in decolonization and autoethnography. Relational Possibilities is an immersive design that pulls together original data sets, generative artificial intelligence imagery, itch.io video games, podcasts, vignettes, and curatorial statements into 2 distinct interconnected virtual museums. Through a lens of community, visitors experience the shared history of African Americans in Philadelphia through 14 Black visual and literary artists and the stories of climate, racism, indigeneity, and climate change that public art and environmental histories tell. Museum visitors experience the nonlinear interactive design by participating in a digital community archive, listening to the podcast, playing the video games, exploring the data sets, and viewing the digital exhibition site that houses both virtual museums. The 2 digital museums are
Decolonization as method. The Post-Colonial Dreams Museum project is a digital museum that explores community in the context of climate racism, indigeneity, and climate change through Philadelphia's Black public art, generative AI images, and environmental histories. This project is mixed methods and follows indigenous epistemologies in its structure, designed in 7 cardinal directions. Content creation and curation includes mixed methodologies of decolonial methods, video game design, digital archiving, community archiving, and fair data principles, and autoethnography.
Autoethnography as method. The Kindred Blackness Museum project is an imaginative virtual space that showcases the archival practices of African American artists from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The artists from this community, both visual and literary, represent their strong connection to their city and their proud legacy. Leading the curation is the beau Alain Leroy Locke, a philosopher, writer, and Harlem Renaissance community architect, With a focus on cultural pluralism, the museum presents 3 exhibitions that unveil the intricate details and hidden treasures found in the artist's paintings and lyrical expressions, transforming information into art. Additionally, the museum features a community art map and research that explains the project's methodology and curatorial statement. The 𝗓𝗄 Blackness Museum project features an educational interactive function through AI, including text mining, information as art, and web archiving. The museum aims to archive and provide access to an educational platform that encourages the African American community to preserve its history through data, stories, and information in a myriad of forms using creative technology. Overall, the 𝗓𝗄 Blackness Museum is a valuable resource for anyone interested in African American art, literature, data, and space. The relational possibility structures showcase the unparalleled artistic and expressive capabilities of employing generative AI imagery and audio technologies to facilitate immersive and interactive design in film and media. Our research creation entails the practical development of a collaborative data media art endeavor centered around the Black and Indigenous communities in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yet as creators, we cannot divorce our own experiences, biases, and intentions from our work. Relational Possibilities encourages community engagement with our design choices, the fusion of our backgrounds with the Black art narratives, and the temporal and order logic of how the project is experienced by visitors, players, researchers. This research explores the structuring complexities behind 2 video games components of the larger project, how generative AI and Twine influenced the game narratives, the design of 2 interconnected digital museums, the creators' academic and professional backgrounds in Black studies and Indigenous studies influence on the structures to foster exploration of Blackness and indigeneity. And now we will go into my partner's world, beginning with Show Love Between.
My career sits at the intersections of Indigenous studies, archival science, data, and librarianship, and I've been published on decolonization for over a decade. My work and research demonstrates that Blackness and indigeneity globally are intertwined social constructs and histories. The idea that indigeneity and Blackness are not connected is colonial logic, and my project as a whole works to complicate that colonial narrative. I dedicated 1 chapter titled Love Between to explore this fallacy. I made a revisionist Afro-Indigenous history that starts with imagining what a future tree looks like. The AI tool made what looks like a tree. The greenery at the top and a trunk of a dark color are made out of green smog coming from nuclear power plant-looking industrial structures. The sum of what this page conveys is that the question on relations between Blackness and indigeneity misses the point that the larger power structures oppress both groups, and in terms of environmental racism, leave both groups with a future where the trees look like this. I had fun imagining this future beyond the settler state. One image I want to highlight is of the 4 OGs, 2 of the founders and leaders of the American Indian movement, Dennis Banks and Russell Means, sitting next to civil rights movement leaders Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. In Chapter 3, Give Me Your Hand, I curated several AI images directly from the art photos of Philadelphia's public art. In the centerfold is Christopher Meyer's sculpture Caliban's Hands, which is meant to depict the Shakespeare character in The Tempest from a lens of colonialism and servitude. Chapter 3 echoes these themes and reimagines these public artworks as Afro-Indigenous futures. In terms of AI critique, my research explores AI bias and prejudice from an art and settler colonialism lens. It's a content and visual analysis of the iconography, aesthetics, and forms presented in the data. This virtual space in my museum landscape asks visitors to question what biases and prejudices we as humans have that are then reflected in our data and training data. One component of my project is a video game that I published on itch.io, an independent video game marketplace, and it's titled All Are Welcome. All Are Welcome is a non-linear psychological horror text-based video game that explores the horrors of the Black and Indigenous experience while touring a virtual reality art exhibition. You play as a Black climate refugee visiting the museum, where visitors become the art. You click on the underlined words to play, and it has 7 unique endings. I built it in a game engine called Twine.
And now we will venture into the Kindred Blackness Museum project, which is a museum that features, I would say, a myriad of things as it pertains to creating this project. I had so many ideas that I wanted to put together. So finally, what I came up with was looking at my dissertation work and looking at this project: technology, creativity, art, Blackness, and the method that I've been, I would say, married to for the past 3.5 years is autoethnography. And I wanted to develop a space where anyone could learn how to or be immersed in community archiving based upon utilizing tools such as AI to do what? To tell a story, data storytelling. Then looking at how I could look at different characters that I've created to tell this particular story about Iowa, Pennsylvania, the main character in the story being Alain Leroy Locke, and how he wants individuals to come to his city and to learn about this particular museum that he has found through community archiving, artifacts, new local artists that he had never heard of. And the curator in the story, he has the opportunity to not just archive these artists, but to learn more about, I would say, African Americans from the past as it pertains to visual and literary art. So for me, in doing all of this, having the opportunity to create a video game, having the opportunity to create a data set, as well as create a universe in a short span of time, I think speaks to my passion for the Black community and exposing them to different ways of how to express oneself through creativity, as well as having a methodology behind that, and that being me as the practitioner, me as the researcher, going out and observing one's community virtually and thinking about how I can best serve my community as it pertains to archiving information, web archiving information online. So I would say I really don't want to give you too much. I want you to sit back and take time and go through the Kindred Blackness Museum, because there's so much to learn about as it pertains to just learning how to put a data story together, taking words, putting it into an AI generator, and not just utilizing technology, but embedding your own creativity with that technology and coming out with something magical, which I think this entire project has turned out to be. So again, the Kindred Blackness Museum Project is a museum that features research, AI-powered technologies such as text mining, data, information as art, and web archiving. The museum's goal is to provide a platform for creativity and experiences that inspire the African American community to preserve their history through data stories and information presented in various creative ways using technology. It is an excellent resource for anyone interested in African American art, literature, data, and space. Join in and visit the museum 365 daily. Our doors are always open to all who seek knowledge.
We invite you to experience our museum and our worlds that we created for our project, and to submit a photo of what community means to you to our community archive via this link. And we want to thank you for sharing space with us and creating community. We want to thank the conference's organizing committee for giving us a platform to share our research with our community. We also want to thank our sponsors of our research project, the Creative CoLab, which includes myself and Kymberly, the 2023 Leading Fellows Program at Drexel University, in conjunction with Temple University Libraries and the University of North Texas. Thank you.